We have another example. We have to find in this problem R1 is not given, R total is not given, okay, voltage source is not given, R3 is not given, okay, and this is it at this moment. So, how am I supposed to approach this problem? Always look for the component which has two pieces of information. What has two pieces of information? Basically, at this moment, none of them. So what we can do over here, look at these two currents. Okay, so 5 amps, right, is coming to this node, right, and it means that 5 amps is also going over here. Okay, so this is my current. Let's call this I2 3 is equal I2 plus I3. Okay, so I can say that I2 plus I3 is equal 5 amps. I know that this is current. Okay, this current is my I3 and is equal 2 amps. Okay, it has value of 2 amps. So what I can do with that, I simply write that I2 plus, instead of I3 I'm going to write 2 amps, is equal 5 amps. In order to find I2 I have to move it to the other side. So I2 is equal 5 amps minus 2 amps is equal 3 amps. So take a look what I found. I found the current which goes through resistor R2. Okay, so right now I have current and I have resistance. I can find the voltage across this resistor. So I can write that V2 is equal I2 times R2. I2 is equal 3 amps times R2 4 ohms. This is equal 12 volts. So my voltage source, voltage across resistor R1, voltage across resistor R2, voltage across resistor R3 is equal 12 volts because this is parallel circuit. Next, I'm supposed to find resistor R total. Okay, let's find R total. R total, let me write down over here, R total is equal voltage source over I total. Voltage source we found is equal 12 volts divided by I total, which is equal 9 amps. This is equal 12 divided by 9, 1.33 ohms. This is my total resistance. Next, I'm supposed to find R3. In order to find R3, I'm going to use Ohm's law again. R3 is equal VR3 over I3, which is equal 12 volts divided by I3, which is equal 2 amps. This is equal 6 ohms. So this is my R3. If I want to find R1, okay, R1, I'm supposed to find the current which goes through R1. The KCL says that I total is equal I1 plus I2 plus I3. The total current in the parallel circuit is equal sum of the currents in the resistors. Please notice that we found already currents 2. Okay, we have current 3, and basically we can say that we have current I23. So instead of these 2, I'm going to simply write 5 amps. So I have I total, you write this down like this, I total is equal 9 amps, is equal I1 plus I23. I23 is equal 5 amps. Now in order to find I1 I have to move it to the left side. So I'm going to say that I1 is equal 9 amps minus 5 amps. This is equal 4 amps. So I1 is equal 4 amps. In order to find resistance R1 is equal VR1 over I1. This is equal voltage source, or V1 is equal 12 volts divided by I1, which is equal 4 amps. This is equal 3 ohms. Okay, we found R1, we found R total, we found R3. Okay, R3 is over here. We found voltage source, so we can say that the problem is solved.